What's up, YouTube? Today is Friday, a gloomy Friday on September the 7th on the East Coast. So I meant to do a video yesterday, was busy, had lots of celebrations going on, so I didn't get back to you as I like to try to usually do on my Thursdays or Fridays or even Saturday videos. But nonetheless, I'm here now. Hello. Lots of things going on. I usually like to start off positive on my videos, and so the positive thing that that came into my feed a couple of days ago was the Walkaway campaign has moved into another level. I think you've seen in previous videos I've spoken about that it's changed. It's went from a campaign to a movement, and that's big. But now it's even going to the next level. Next level is that they are going to DC. There's going to be a march in DC, I believe the week of October the 26th through the 28th. So if you are on the East Coast, if you're interested in participating with that, I encourage you to follow Brandon Strock on his social media handles. I believe across all of them, he is U.S. Minority. Twitter is @US Minority. You can get updates there. He has a YouTube channel. He also has a Facebook page where the majority of his videos are posted. You will see testimonials from other people who have pretty much walked away. I can't say who are the people of the campaign. And when I say the campaign, I mean I don't know if they have a communications director, a correspondence person, a person who's responsible for outreach, and people, any figureheads that have any specific title. As far as I know, I just know about the actual real people who have been given testimonials and speaking on how they walked away. I actually attended a private event for Brandon Strock a couple of weeks ago that was held in New York City. It was really nice. That's when I first actually got wind that this was going to be a walk. Or rather a march, that's what was coming up. But now it's been scheduled. So if you are in the area and you're interested, you may want to attend that. I'm thinking about if there is no conflict schedules for me, I may go as well. But my concern will be about security, since we have these hired protesters and these Antifa people. I don't know how I'm going to respond if someone becomes violent with me. So, but anyhow, that's the good news. That's the good news. In other news, what's trending right now, right? Maybe trending. Right now, I'd say it's Friday. I guarantee probably by Monday, it's over. So this Nike boycott was trending for a week. Obviously, you all may know by now that Kapernick is the headline, the face of this new Nike ad campaign. And actually, I'm reading that he's only one of them, because there's going to be Serena and a couple other people that they're all part of this ad campaign. However, for Kaepernick, obviously his face, he symbolizes something very different for folks. The statement around the ad campaign was believe in something, even if it means sacrificing everything. I think that message could resonate to a big group of people because it makes total sense. Like they say, stand for something or fall for anything, right? I'm with that. But I would say, I would wish that if people were really, so now you're hearing about people burning their Nike shoes in frustration to show Nike where they stand and, how they feel about, obviously, Nike endorsing Kaepernick. So they're burning up shoes and, being controversial and provocative, which is cool. I have no problem with that. But I hope it's not looked upon that you only want to do that because it's Kaepernick. Because in general, when we've heard about the slave labor with Nike and the fact that they have children working in sweatshops and they're being paid, crumbs, making shoes for $15 and selling them, coming back here and selling them to us for like $300. That should be the outrage, not Kaepernick. But at the same time, too, I understand that it's about sending a message to them because, I mean, they have really gone off the rails with these partisan politics, the PC culture. The country's polarized on each side. I mean, like, there's no willingness to hear any other side of the story. So it's just like pick one side or pick the other. And that's just ridiculous. And the majority of people are not wired that way. I mean, the majority of people are in the middle. They're able to decipher the two sides. But it's just a little crazy. I read an article that said the stock went from maybe like $82 to $80. So how it's not really significant. There's other reports that's reporting it to be billions of dollars. So billions of dollars, of course, would be collectively amongst stockholders. So perhaps stockholders said that, you know what, I don't like the direction that Nike's going in. I don't want to support this. I don't want to endorse this. And collectively, they went in another direction. Will it last? Who knows? If you know the stock market, if you've seen what it looks like, you know the squiggly lines that show stocks going up and down, it does that all day long. So, I mean, I think when the noise kind of goes away, which is probably going to be ending at the end of this week, Nike stocks will probably go back up again. Not really significant, but it is annoying. It is annoying because it's ruining so many, it's just like ruining the fabric, whether it be through entertainment. And it really is largely in entertainment because, I mean, whether it be movie stars, whether it be singers or actors, now athletes as well. Why is it the fact that everyone's feeling like they have to take some position or they're being forced to, perhaps because they're not in control of certain things, or they have to be concerned about someone's going to steal money from them if they don't take a certain position or a certain stand on something. But it's annoying, and it's just like, it's nonstop. And I think, you know, these tactics, what they continue to do is only going to continue to galvanize Trump's support. I think they're going to do great in the midterms. I think the Democrats are done. I think they are a shell. I think they have nothing. It's really sad to see. Kavanaugh is going to be confirmed. Okay. I never really listened to Ted Cruz all the time until one time I had heard him talk about school choice being the civil rights issue of our time. And that made me listen to him a little bit more because I'm also passionate about that. But if you watched his testimonial, you know, for the Kavanaugh, when they was doing hearings the other day, I watched the entire loop. I had watched this short loop on Twitter, and I retweeted it. But I listened to the entire, his entire address at that hearing, and it was really awesome. It seems like he knows Kavanaugh personally. But, you know, there is no question to his qualifications. I think that he noted in his address that over 5 or 6 last Supreme Court judges that were appointed combined did not submit the amount of documents that Kavanaugh has submitted. So in ways, it's like he was over-prepared and like almost probably like I won't say overqualified for the job, but he clearly is qualified, and there's no argument on that front. So we got to listen to the noise, listening to rhetoric, this crazy stuff. I'm going to die if he's appointed, these crazy protesters that's out there. It was organized. I think it's almost like it's so ridiculous and predictable that, you know, I thought at one point in time, you know, so-called progressives in the Democratic Party would take a separate position than the moderate or the pretty much, you know, I guess moderate Democrats, establishment Democrats. But now it's just like everybody is in line preaching the same argument. I guess that's that argument about we got to work together and stuff. But it's crazy. It's outlandish. And I'm actually happy that this is what's happening. They are imploding from inside. They're broken and fractured. I don't care about the people who've won these last couple elections. There was this woman in Massachusetts. I can't even remember her name. I guess that's just about how relevant she is to me. But she's a brown woman like me, and she beat out an incumbent, somebody who was in office for I think about 10 years or more. So she got them out. You got Ocasio-Cortez. You got the Gilliam guy who's monkeying around in Florida, who's actually, he said they blew the dog whistle, and he ended up answering saying, yeah, you know, he knows what he was talking about when he was saying certain things, talking about DeSantis, trying to say that he was, he was putting out, little signals to the little white supremacists or racists out there, sending them a message by saying that Gilliam was monkeying around, which is ridiculous. So I see them as pretty weak. I don't see anything happening for them. And all this is noise. It's noise. The whole Nike thing will die down. The boycott thing was trending. It'll be some new news next week because this is how our news cycles are now. It's like, phew, on to the next thing. I think I did also read recently Omarosa, her book sales. I think the number's like it's $3.99 right now. Her 5 minutes of fame are like, obviously clearly fading away. No one's paying attention to this or her. I think she sold maybe 34,000, like probably within the first week. And that's it. That's it. I don't know what kind of contract she signed, but I know usually in contracts, if you don't fulfill them, you almost looked as reneging. And if there's any advances and the publishing company or people didn't make their money, they're going to want the money back. So, but I think no one should be surprised about that. Did you want to really read another book of crap? And then there was this last book that just came out by Bob Woodward called Fear. So clearly it is very plausible for people to decide to write a book about Trump as long as he's in office. That man is a moneymaker. So it's like, get all the money you can, get all the publicity, because as long as you're dropping his name, it's a moneymaker. Whether it's truth or not, fiction, facts, propaganda, salacious lies, as long as Trump's name is in it, you can make a chunk of change because it's all that they want to talk about, especially if it's negative. And that's unfortunate. If you did see the other day, there was a C-SPAN interview where someone tried to ask him, I don't remember the question, but they asked him something, I think relating to the New York Times op-ed, the so-called anonymous op-ed. And he said it was the failing New York Times, and then he ended up just switching the channel and started talking about all his accomplishments. And I thought that was awesome because there's no better way to get your message to the American people than at a press conference when you got all these other reporters here. He answered his question, but then he just pivoted and started talking about all his accomplishments. So that was great. But again, this is what's going on. So everybody, I hope you have a wonderful Friday, a productive weekend. And if you have not, if you've walked away and you haven't made a video, I encourage you to make one. Share a testimonial. I mean, if you're not a person that wants to be on a video, everybody doesn't want to do videos, then you can write it. But I think it's even more powerful if you do a video because seeing the face of that person is just very different. Just has a different effect. If you do that, he ends up compiling your video into a walkaway video that has like a black label, and walkaway, it's in the font is in white, and this hashtag walkaway. So he'll end up compiling yours into a smaller video. I know my video was like 10 minutes, and he compiled it into about 5, which is great. So with that said, guys, thank you for tuning in. Love you all. If you like my content, you appreciate it, please like, share, subscribe if you're just checking in. Share my videos, and I will see you in the next one.